What's my framing here? Am I like this?
Oh, you gotta lean down actually.
Peas and carrots, peas and carrots, peas and carrots. Oh my gosh. Peas and carrots, peas and carrots.
Why is it peas and carrots?
That's what they tell extras to say in the background, so it looks like they're saying something that's real. Peas and carrots, peas and carrots.
Let me see which one looks better. Say peas and carrots.
Carrots.
No,
peas and carrots, peas and carrots.
silently, like, because that's what. Fridge.
Just tell me. Oh my gosh. Just tell me where I need to be. Oh no, we're not gonna have a clean workspace. The first rule of any cooking show: make sure your workspace is very neat.
Hello! Big changes this week. Number one, the biggest change, I'm drinking coffee and not tea. Number two, Zachary but Abel is here. Because...
What? Can I just point something out just really quickly? She remembered. She actually has it on!
I'm going to be doing couples counselling with everybody today.
What? This is cooking. I'm out of here.
It is cooking, but Natasha, who you will meet, who is absolutely amazing, I got introduced to her through Marissa Tancherone, who was my boss on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and now our great friend. She said, hey, you guys should get together and do a cooking YouTube. I don't know if Mo knows that I can't cook. Natasha says there's no not being able to cook. So, you know, we'll just see how this goes. Her suggestion was we could do it like a couples counselling thing because Zach and I have been in lockdown together in this fairly small flat.
For like 4 years now?
For like 17 years. We rotate between the same 3 meals and we basically need another meal to be able to cook. We like things cooked slightly different ways. We'll get into all this later during our counselling session.
I just want to point one other thing out.
Please.
You said we're doing couples counseling and the only things that you brought was a cup of coffee and scissors.
I needed to take the sleeves down on my t-shirt.
I feel like you're in like a 90s rap group with this necklace on.
What makes you say that? These are outfits. Alright, Natasha, do your worst.
You got tall.
I wanted them to be able to see most of it.
Boy, it's very dirty up here. Hey everyone, hope you're having a great week. Welcome to the first episode of Easy Does Cooking. Beep.
Can you? Hey, we're all here.
Hello.
Oh, boy, I like your mug.
Thank you. Do you know you're matching?
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Guys, this is so exciting.
Oh my god, I'm so excited. I feel like you have quite a big task ahead of you because I'm not very good at cooking. Zach is actually very good at cooking.
I don't know if I would go that far.
But I also don't feel like we do have stuff in the apartment, but it's not like we have loads and loads of ingredients. I'm just curious as to whether we're going to end up doing like boiled rice, which is also great. I would love to know how to boil rice.
You need a boiled rice lesson?
Could do.
It's dire over here.
I feel like it's a better challenge for us to just work with what you've got.
Yeah, and we do have stuff. We probably have more stuff than we even, back
Would
in the
ordinarily
cupboards.
have.
Yeah. Well, when we initially spoke, we spoke about doing like some sort of couple counseling situation.
Mm-hmm.
So can I tell you all my issues?
Yeah, hold on, let me put my glasses up more.
Our thing with cooking is, well, Zach's a pescatarian. It's very good, it's very healthy for you, and I really like fish, so that's great. But then I don't really love to eat gluten, and I stay away from dairy, but I don't really not eat dairy. But I can also eat it all, but like of an everyday.
Mm-hmm. Do you avoid gluten and dairy because it makes you feel bloated, or do you feel like you have an allergy to either of them, or what's the story?
So gluten just makes me feel a bit sluggish, maybe in my mind.
Dairy, milk, totally understand. How do we feel about like any alternative dairy products? Like, do you do cheese and things like that? Yogurt?
Yeah. Yeah, and we have all that stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
You have a friend.
He's just pawing and pawing and pawing at me.
Wait, we have matching dogs.
See, this is what I wondered, because in your text, the picture looks like a Maggie.
This is Malone.
Wow, Maggie and Malone.
Oh my gosh!
Boy, is that weird, Maggie? Is that weird?
Oh my gosh, look! Even the lightness around the...
Yeah, they really do look a
Wow.
lot alike.
Are you guys twins?
Yes, long.
Okay, I got sidetracked by the dog. We were talking about sort of like the differences in the way that you guys like to eat and how it's been manifesting during quarantine. Or that was the question that I was asking when I got distracted.
Well, I just like to salt and use olive oil and butter to flavor it. And she doesn't. I remember the first time that I visited you with your family in England,
Yeah.
and we were having dinner, and I asked for salt, and it was like, you know, it was like a silence came across the table. I mean, like what a tumbleweed blows through. I was like, did I offend someone? And it was really a lot of insight into the differences in our
I just
upbringing
don't
and
love
things.
a lot of salt. To me, it just, you know, and he does. But then we just salt after, so we have our system that's down. But so for me, if I was cooking vegetables, I would steam them, whereas Zach would cook them in butter and a lot of salt.
Well, I would just or
which is
toss
not bad.
them in,
Like they taste delicious.
yeah, or toss them in olive oil.
Even if like Elizabeth is like, I just want to have it the way that it is, then it's like, well, then you can
could.
top it a little bit after,
Yeah.
but like the base way that we cook it is the same.
Yes, love the sound
Yeah,
of that.
sounds like a great idea.
The other thing with our vegetables at the moment is they're all frozen, re the apocalypse. So that's what we're cooking from.
We do have some fresh spinach.
For both of you, like if you're gonna run into the kitchen and like make a quick dinner, like what would be your ideal situation?
I would have salmon and vegetables.
And would you steam them both, or what would you do?
So I'd bake the salmon, and then I'd like steam the veggies, and then we have this chipotle mayonnaise that we eat all day, every day. I just put some of that on it, and then that's like a perfect meal.
When I would bake the salmon, I would put olive oil on it and like some salt and pepper, or maybe some other seasoning. And then with the vegetables, I would probably toss them in olive oil and then salt and pepper them.
And then you might have rice-a-roni on the side.
And then sometimes I do like a rice-a-roni or like a minute rice. Although we just keep messing up the minute rice. It just never works out for us.
Rice-a-roni, the San Francisco treat, is delicious.
It is. And we've got a lot.
So with your fish, I also feel like I have another possible compromise.
Yes.
Which is, do you guys ever pan sear your fish?
Never.
No.
So what I like to do is I'll take the fish, and then again, you need less oil. You need a little bit, but before I cook it, I salt it a little bit on both sides, just so that it sort of starts to like absorb into the fish. And we pat it, sorry, just a little. You pat it dry, because anytime you have like any moisture on any protein, it'll cause the protein to steam rather than to sear, which is like the opposite of like crispy deliciousness. But if you have a piece of fish, like a salmon, that's relatively fatty as is, and you just add the teeniest bit of oil to the bottom of it, you basically like use the natural fat that's already in the fish to create like a really crispy crust on both sides. And you end up with something that's like satisfying as if you cooked it in a lot of oil or butter, but you didn't. And so I feel like what we should do is we should do like one of those like steam to saute veggies, so that you can have like less oil, less whatever. And then I'll teach you how to do the pan sear and make a salsa verde. And then you have like a menu that you guys can really like adapt so it works for both of you and you don't need to do extra work.
Perfect.
So if I put on gray sweatpants, are we opposite matching?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll take it.
Oh my gosh, yes, that is the way.
You want to show me around? Show me
Yes.
what we're working with in the spice category, in the veggie category, in the fish category,
Okay, so
yada yada.
yes. Ta-da. So here's the fish. Fish, we have like quite a lot of salmon. some whitefish in there too. Where is it? Oh, we have mahi mahi. We have some tuna steaks.
Those look pretty.
Yeah.
I feel like since we talked about the salmon and it's so easy and like everybody loves salmon, I feel like we should just do that.
Perfect.
Yeah, sounds good.
So like these guys.
Yeah. Get a mixing bowl and you put it in the sink and we just run some cold water over it. We can defrost them.
Okay.
And we're defrosting it. It's still in the vacuum seal or out?
In the vacuum seal because we don't want to get it wet and have the water like seep into the salmon because then again it'll steam when we cook it rather than get nice and crispy.
Well, this is the garlic that we have. You mentioned that. We just have Trader Joe's minced garlic.
Great.
And then vegetables, we have stir-fried vegetables.
Big bag.
Each bag ready for the apocalypse. We have like green beans and carrot. We have fresh carrots. Green beans frozen. We have fresh spinach.
I'm feeling the like broccoli, carrot, spinach, and then we can add on top of that whatever you want.
That sounds perfect. I mean, cupboards are great and all, but when things are laid out, you can really see what you've got.
Yeah, and then you actually use them all.
Yeah.
Look at them. Look at those friends.
Look how they're all just really well behaved.
Let's see if we're gonna do the like carrot, broccoli, spinach root. Maybe we pull parsley and dill and something that's a little bit on the spicier side, like either the paprika or the cayenne, depending on which one you're vibing with. I also want you guys to get some red pepper flakes. Can we steal that red wine vinegar?
It might be like 10 years old. Is that fine?
That's fine. But vinegar's aged anyways.
My gosh, this is so fun. Do you have in England, there was a TV show called Ready, Steady, Cook, and the competition was people would bring just a grocery bag of random stuff, and then the chef had to make a meal out of it, and then the best chef won.
That's cool.
Oh my gosh, Ready, Steady, Cook. Let's bring back that franchise.
Let's check in on that fishy.
Sure.
Is it getting at all less hard?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
It's getting squishy.
Dump out the water and then add more. So you kind of want to like keep flushing the water, which will help it do its thing faster. So while our salmon is doing its thing, should we make a little sauce thing first? Do you have a whisk? Yeah!
It's the first time that drawer's ever been opened.
But mixing happen faster, and also you're able to add more air. So like if you want to make a dressing, you get something that's like much creamier faster than if you just used a fork. So there are some tricks to making things emulsify when like your oil and your vinegar become one and harmonious. And the things that make that easier are things like garlic, mustard, honey. Those are all things that like help in the emulsification process. So I always try to add one of those three things. And we already have garlic, so that's A+. But if you have or like honey or mustard, we can add a little bit of either of those.
So we have honey. Our mustard is 2 years out of date.
That's okay.
It's but you know, or we'd have honey mustard, but figured that.
Yeah, let's just use the honey. In the bottom of your little bowl, you can put like a teaspoon of the garlic.
Like the whole spoon?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. Okay.
And then you can add like the same amount of honey.
Oh, boy, it already looks luxurious. It's all gold on gold.
We gotta add red pepper flakes. Like a quarter of what you did with the other things.
That looks good.
Yeah.
That looks great.
And do like a half a teaspoon of the dried parsley. It is gonna need a little bit of salt, but what we're doing with like all of the other flavors is amping it up without having salt be the only thing that's gonna impart flavor. So you can add way less than you would otherwise. So just add like a small pinch of salt, like 1/8 of a teaspoon.
How many turns do you think that?
Do like 4 turns. Yeah. How do you feel about that? Is that too much salt?
No, that looks just great.
That looks great.
Okay.
I trust you that it's gonna
That
taste
gave it a thumbs up, so I feel like that means it's too
That-
much.
That would be like what I would normally do.
No, you do that times 10. You do have lemons.
You do?
Yeah, I have a slight obsession with lemons. I have a lemon every morning.
A ton of lemons.
Wow! Do you have, you might not have this tool, a microplane zester?
Well,
What's that? Just a really
it's this
thin
thing.
grater?
We have this.
Yes, yes!
How much zest?
Just do it like 4 or 5 times over it. And once you hit it once, you want to turn the lemon because that white part underneath the skin is bitter. So you just like do it once and then turn it and then do it once and then turn it.
Oh.
Yeah, when people want to like grate, but then you end up with a bitter flavor.
Then we're gonna do half the lemon for.
Yeah, squeeze half that lemon in there, and you know, if you get seeds in it, you fish them out. The other thing you could do is you can squeeze it over the zester, which will catch the seeds.
Oh my god, what are we, professionals? God, this smells so good.
Yeah, it really does.
And then we'll give it a whisk, get all those ingredients nice and happy together, and then we're gonna slowly add olive oil. And we'll just do like 2 tablespoons of olive oil.
So start to whisk and she'll.
Yeah, so whisk it first so that everything is well combined, which might take up 30 seconds or so because of the honey.
Oh my gosh, it smells so good.
Which really is.
And then you just add a little bit of oil and you keep whisking so it'll get like nice and creamy. But the creaminess is coming from the emulsification and not necessarily from like adding tons of extra unnecessary fat. It's pretty gross looking.
Oh my god, that tastes delicious! Well, we can cook now.
We're gonna pan sear that fish. How's that fish doing? You can also do a rinse with water that's a little warmer since we're gonna cook it right away.
Okay.
The first thing that I always do with fish before I pan sear it is I take it out of whatever packaging it came in and you put it between either 2 layers of paper towels or kitchen towels because we're gonna dry the outside of the fish.
Coming up.
Shall I bring you over here?
While the fish is getting done, we can also prep our carrots.
Carrots.
Oh, they're babes! For those, we should quarter them so that they cook nice and quickly, like the spinach is gonna cook.
Okay.
So I would like take them horizontally and or I like to call it hot dog style.
Oh yeah, we know that.
So cut them lengthwise.
Lengthwise once and then once it's flat, lengthwise once more. So you have like 4 mini carrots. I am so obsessed with carrots. When I was young, I ate so many carrots my hands and feet turned orange. So I'm about
crazy.
They do make, there was a craze about carrot in the 80s, like it was the carrot diet and all you ate was carrots and everyone turned orange.
Oh, what happened? Oh, here she is.
Hello!
Back. She's back. The carrots are quartered.
Wow, what this is such a magic of TV. I just like went away for 2 seconds and came back and the carrots are done.
Yeah, we're your best students now.
So what I'm thinking for the veggies is we're gonna like do them in 2 parts. We're gonna get a pot of water going, and the pot of water should have like maybe a foot of water.
When we talk about how much salt to put in there now, like with pasta, I always hear like, so it tastes like the sea.
Mm-hmm.
Is it the same with anything, or is that?
No, pasta needs a lot more salt to absorb the flavor than a vegetable would. So if you salted it like the sea for vegetables, you'd end up with something that tasted much saltier than you would for the pasta.
Why don't we do garlic? We like garlic.
Oh my goodness, that's.
No such thing. How much is in there?
Think like Niagara Falls. I mean, it'll be good. It'll taste great.
Okay, yeah, there we go.
If you want to add like a teensy bit of dill or something maybe.
Yes.
Let's start the salmon.
Pan on high.
Am I putting some olive oil in there?
Not yet. First, we're just going to get the pan really hot. Can I tell you some things about the fish?
Go Oh my gosh, please.
If you think about a fish in the wild, the way that it regulates its temperature, right, to be able to like move through waters of varying degrees is that the skin is a protective barrier that helps it navigate like different temperature water. So you can use the function of the skin to your favor while cooking it, because if you cook it with the skin side down, it protects the fish from getting too hot too fast. Too hot too fast makes your proteins like tense up, and then they get sort of like a tough and rubbery mouthfeel. So we always cook any fish that has skin side down, so that the heat gets into the protein of the fish more slowly. We call it unilateral cooking, and we're basically gonna cook the fish almost entirely with the skin facing the pan. So then you get like a nice crispy skin, but you also are like protecting the flesh from getting too overcooked.
Oh my gosh.
Very interesting.
What great food facts.
And then also what's nice about that is you can use the fat that's naturally in the fish already, rather than having to like add a bunch of extra oil into the pan.
Yeah, skin fish is really good for you, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. So let's do our veggies real fast, since those are only going to take like 3 minutes. First, you can dump in however much broccoli you think the two of you want.
Okay.
Wow, this is like bright green, the water. Is that normal?
It's because we added all the herbs.
Really getting it. Do you want to be in it too?
Okay, broccoli's in.
How is the pan feeling? I'll teach you a fun trick though. If you go over to your sink and you put your hand up to the faucet without turning it on, a little bit of water will come off in your fingers.
Oh yeah.
Just splatter that onto the pan. And if it splashes back, it's hot. The first one
the minute and a half on the broccoli has gone off. It's cooking. It's a little crunchy, but it's
okay. Then let's add the rest of the stuff, because by the time a minute and a half rolls by, it'll probably be ready.
these orange broccolis.
And then you can use that same fork to just push it down into the water.
Oh, that's so lovely and colorful.
And then you can set your timer for 1.5 minutes, and then as soon as that's done, we'll strain it into the colander, into the sink. Now that your pan is nice and hot, add a little bit of salt to both sides of the salmon. But Elizabeth, you do it, no more than you would want. We're gonna now lay both pieces of salmon in the pan, skin side down.
With no oil in there.
Yeah, we're just gonna let the salmon, and then we'll see if it seems like it needs more oil, we can add it. And it should be doing a nice little sizzly, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So that skin is gonna get like nice and crispy just using the fat that's in the fish.
So cool. Okay, our vegetables are done, I think.
Nice. How does the spinach look? Is it wilted?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And then you can get a free facial.
A vegan facial. They taste good. They could probably do less time,
Yeah.
but they're really good. Oh, and they're quite like real flavorful.
How is that salmon looking? Tell me about the
We
skin.
can see it like cooking from the bottom up.
So we'll give it a few more minutes, and once the sides get like pretty light all the way up, we're just gonna flip it. If there's not any oil in the pan from the fish skin, right before we flip it, we'll add a little bit of oil just so we can get like a crispy on the other side. But we might not need to if the fish skin renders fat into the pan.
Okay.
And we want to make sure the bottom is like super crispy. So before you flip it over, you can maybe like just like peek underneath and see what's happening. But I feel like it's only been like 3 minutes, so it can probably stand like 2 more.
It looks pretty crispy.
For the veggies, so you have 2 options. I feel like Zach should taste them. And if you're both happy with them as is, you leave them. And if you want to make them like a little bit more flavorful, you take that pan that we already cooked them in and you add a teeny bit of olive oil and some garlic into it. And then we're just going to toss the veggies in that like warm oil. And I bet the fish friends are ready for a flip.
Yeah, okay.
How's the skin looking?
It looks good. It looks
I think it's a little dark.
pretty, like, quite black.
Oh, it might be a little bit burnt. Either the pan was too hot or it just wasn't flipped within enough time. So you can like try both of those things to see which one you prefer.
Oh yeah, that looks amazing.
Okay, then pull them off. And then you could put your little veggies like down at the bottom of a plate. And then you put your the fish on top of it. And for the fish, if you want to take the skin off first since it's burnt, you can do it with like the pretty golden side facing up.
This looks so good. Could you put this dressing on anything, like on a salad, on?
Absolutely. Yeah. You can toss it into like any vegetables. You can use it as a salad dressing. You could use it as like a marinade. It's sort of like a nice little all-purpose extra flavor booster.
Boy, it does look amazing.
Look! I mean, this looks professional.
This looks delicious.
Yay! Then we have to know if we've done any problem solving, if it's possible to find the balance.
Mmm.
Oh my god. I feel like I'm on a cooking show. That's so good. Oh, that's so good.
The sauce is really nice.
That dressing's amazing.
Yeah. Well, that's perfect.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
You're so welcome. How do we feel about like the salty level for both of you and the oil level?
It's good. Yeah, it's good.
Would you add salt to this?
I don't think so. But the dressing really brings it out.
It's
So
got a
I-
real kick.
Yeah, it's got a nice kick to it. But it's not too spicy.
Mm-mm. The carrots are perfect.
Yeah, it's very good. And there's like enough crunch with the veggies to like, not like everything isn't the same softness as the salmon.
Oh my gosh, this is delicious.
Yay!
Oh,
Well, the dressing is.
oh, you're adding more. I'll take more.
Oh!
My chipotle mayonnaise is crying in the
I
fridge
know.
right now.
Come on!
I love too that it's like primarily frozen foods and or pantry staples.
Yeah.
It's just like a quarantine clinic.
Yeah, you got therapy and cooking.
The whole thing.
Oh my god, thank you so much.
You guys are so welcome.
This is our like our cooking angel that watches over our cooking.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I have something sort of similar. Do you want to see?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my
That
gosh.
is so awesome. How funny.
How funny that it's M&M. I mean, that is just
Yeah.
nuts.
I can't wait till you guys send me photos of the next time you do this. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank
Thank
you.
you too.
too.
Bye.
Bye.
I've dug into this, but this is that.
How was that for you, babe?
It's delicious. You can see mine here. Look at that. Almost gone.
Oh my gosh, so good. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you can cook this too. Thank you for Natasha. She's absolutely amazing. And this
Thank
was
you.
all stuff that we just had in our cupboards that's probably sat there for months without being utilized or used. Very easy, low maintenance, healthy, delicious dinner
Very true.
that we both like.
Yeah, very tasty. Easy did it.
Easy freaking did it. Easy and easy.
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 Did
Did
it.
it. See you next time. Can you do a kiss in the blood? Have a good week. Thanks for watching.
Oh, that's it.